uncovering a tragic affair turned deadly in true crime horror. Love is intoxicating. It grips the heart, clouds the mind, and sometimes it consumes everything in its path. Some say love is the purest emotion, but history has shown us that love, when entangled with betrayal and obsession, can be the most dangerous force of all. In the quiet corners of a town where secrets fester behind closed doors, two lovers found themselves entangled in a relationship that was never meant to exist. It started with whispered conversations, stolen glances, and promises made in the dark. To the outside world, their connection was invisible, hidden beneath the weight of their everyday lives. But for them, every moment together was an escape, a fantasy, a ticking clock. At first, their love burned with passion, an unquenchable fire neither could resist. They knew the risks. They understood the cost. And yet, they pushed forward, convinced that nothing could stand in the way of their devotion. But passion has a way of turning on itself, of morphing into something unrecognizable. A single misstep, a moment of weakness, an impulse acted upon too quickly. These are the catalysts that turn love into something else entirely. Lies began to weave themselves into the foundation of their affair. Promises became chains. What was once thrilling became suffocating. And somewhere along the way, the line between love and possession blurred into something unrecognizable. One of them saw the warnings. The other refused to listen. What happens when a love story begins with whispers, but ends with screams? When trust is shattered and devotion turns to fear? When a single decision unravels everything and leaves nothing but chaos in its wake? This is not just a story of betrayal. It is not just a story of passion. It is a story of obsession, of control, of desperation, and ultimately of blood. By the time the truth came to light, it was already too late. And as investigators pieced together the final moments, one thing became clear. This was never a simple affair. This was something far more terrifying, something that no one saw coming. Love can be beautiful, but love can also kill. This is the tragic affair that ended in horror. Welcome back to Victor Nightshade, where we uncover the most chilling true horror stories. If you enjoy unsettling encounters and unexplained mysteries, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now settle in, turn down the lights, and prepare yourself, because these stories may change the way you see the open road forever. A quiet town, a hidden romance, a secret that should have remained buried. The story unfolds on a stormy night in October, when a frantic 911 call shattered the town's eerie silence. The call came from an unknown number. The voice on the other end trembled, fear crackling through the static, as if the caller was struggling to find the words to describe what they had just seen. The dispatcher tried to keep them calm, asking for details. But all they could get were fragmented sentences, whispers of horror, gasping breaths, and then the line went dead. Moments later, officers were dispatched to the scene, their tires slicing through the rain-soaked streets. They didn't know what they were about to walk into, only that something was terribly, terribly wrong. When they arrived at the address, a house at the end of a dimly lit road, the front door was slightly ajar, swaying with the wind. The porch light flickered as if warning them to turn back. The storm had knocked out most of the power in the area, plunging the neighborhood into darkness, save for the occasional flash of lightning illuminating the sky. They called out, but there was no answer. Only the sound of the rain tapping against the windows. The house silent. Too silent. One officer stepped forward, pushing the door open. The moment they crossed the threshold, an overwhelming chill ran through the air, thick, suffocating, unnatural. A foul scent clung to the walls, the kind that made the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. They moved deeper inside, flashlights cutting through the pitch-black hallway. A faint creaking noise echoed from upstairs. Then another. Slow, deliberate. Their radios crackled. "Dispatch, we have entry." No sign of the caller. Investigating further. And then they saw it. A trail of wet footprints, smeared across the wooden floor, leading toward the staircase. But the footprints, they didn't make sense. They were bare. Small. As if someone had walked through the rain with no shoes. But there were no other signs of forced entry. No open windows. Nothing. The officers exchanged wary glances. Something about this house felt off. But protocol was protocol. They followed the prints, step by step, up the winding staircase. With every creak of the old wood beneath their feet, the air grew heavier. And then, just as they reached the top, a door slammed shut. Hard. Somewhere down the hallway. Weapons drawn, they moved quickly. The house groaned with the weight of the storm outside. The wind howled through the cracks in the walls. But beyond all that, there was something else. A sound, a whisper, faint, almost pleading. And then, a single drop of something thick and warm landed on the officer's outstretched hand. Blood. Their eyes shot upward, following the dark, wet streaks smeared across the ceiling. And that's when they saw it. Hanging from the rafters, swaying ever so slightly, was the body. Eyes wide open, mouth frozen in a scream. But the most chilling part? The face. Twisted, fear-stricken, and carved into the flesh of their arm was a name. A name that didn't belong to the victim. A name that would unravel everything. Underscore. And just like that, their love story ended. Not with a kiss, but with blood. The crime scene was unlike anything the investigators had ever encountered. The eerie stillness in the air. The unsettling sensation that they were being watched. The chilling realization that nothing about this case was ordinary. The victim, a woman with a past full of secrets, had died in terror. But the deeper they dug, the more they uncovered a web of lies, betrayal, and a love story twisted beyond recognition. The diary found in the nightstand held the final moments of a woman who knew she was being watched. The text messages, deleted but recovered, told of desperate attempts to escape. And the last voicemail she left a whisper of fear, cut off too soon. As the pieces fell into place, the investigators came to a horrifying conclusion. This was never just about love. It was about control. And the person responsible, they were still out there. Watching, waiting, and ready to kill again. Underscore. Was this a crime of passion, or something much darker? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What would you have done if you were in their shoes? If you love unraveling dark mysteries, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's always another chilling story waiting to be told. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. And if you think this story was unsettling, wait until you hear the next one. Click on the video on your screen now. But be warned, once you step into the darkness, there's no turning back. And just like that, another dark secret was exposed. But was justice truly served? Or was there something, someone, still out there, watching, waiting? If this case sent shivers down your spine, then brace yourself, because the next one will haunt you even more. Click here to uncover another chilling true crime horror. And remember, some stories refuse to stay buried.